At Kroger, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Blog Talk Radio.
Okay, this is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host a show, Life After Happiness. My co-host Barbara should be on here soon. Let me see if everything's okay. Okay. All right. The show today is about satisfying family members. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, we're just going to make sure that she can get on okay. Give me 1 second here. And, okay, give me 1 second. I don't want there to be dead air. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Barbara. How are you?
Great. Good evening.
Great. Wonderful.
I couldn't find your email connection, so I just sent my own self an email connection, and here I am. So
I sent it to you.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
I'm great.
So, what'd you do today?
Oh, I just worked on a lot of stuff, and why don't we just get right into the topic?
Right. The topic is satisfying family members. You know, and I think I told you this because I have this member of my family who's autistic. He's my nephew, and sweetest kid, but it's like he has to control everything, and if he's not in control over what's going on, then he gets crazy, a little crazy. And that's
how old is he?
Well,
tell everybody, give everybody a little description of who we're talking about.
He's my nephew. He's autistic. He's in his 20s, and you know, like he always likes to run around without a shirt on because he can't. I think it's because they don't like wearing clothes on.
They don't.
But another good example of something that they do that when he was really young, he had a blanket that he carried around, and he called the blanket the BB, is what he called it. And
when you gave him that,
no, I didn't.
You satisfy him. I mean, I'm trying to get down to the point of how can you not satisfy this?
Well,
basic
it was
grown man.
Because, so what I'm trying to say is I didn't give him the blanket, but somebody else did, But what happened was that as he got older, the blanket kept getting older, and now it's just a piece of string, Barbara, and I'm not exaggerating. It's like 3 or 4 little bits of string.
And he just has to have it. Well, it offers him security.
Yeah.
It's a security blanket.
I know. And it's like if you met him, he would, just okay. And I'll give you an example of something that's really hard we are currently talking about going up north to their house in Stone Mountain, and he really, really wants to go up there. But the thing is that it's old, it's beaten down, and all we're going to be doing is picking things up and storing it, you know.
That doesn't sound satisfying. So are you worried that you're not going to be able to satisfy him? I'm trying to get to the point of how can you not satisfy this young man?
Yeah, he's probably a very high stressed out person, you know. Like me, I'm very high stressed out. I tend to, and I think I thought about it, you know, it is because of the fact that I can never forgive myself for making mistakes. You know, it's like I'll make a mistake, but then I won't forgive myself for it. And I think he's kind of the same way, that, you know, he wants to control everything. And that's why people like that are very, very nerve-wracking, you know. They're very, like, on pins and needles all the time.
Well, I think I know what you're talking about. They have things they like a certain way and don't understand if they can't have it that way. So it can be frustrating to you to try to explain it. So what do you and your family do when he wants it his way? There's nothing you can do to satisfy him. What do you do then? And can you give us an example?
You got to tell him that, you know, he can't do it. I mean, and the thing is that, like, when you know, there was the whole COVID thing, you know, he is in his 20s, and usually what happens is that when you get to a certain age, you stop spend the nights with your grandparents. You just sort of, you know, you don't really do that anymore. But he never wanted to stop. And so what happened was that he, and when we had COVID and we couldn't have to spend the nights anymore, he was saying that he wanted to go kick that bat in the ass.
Kick what in the ass?
That bat in the ass. In other words, that caused because they caused the COVID. Because he was mad.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah,
it's a simple thought process, Johnny. We're not talking about a normal person. He is autistic, but way more than you.
Right.
So he will have to be dealt with as a certain age. So we're really not talking about a young man in his 20s. We're talking about the more of a mental state of what age would you say?
I would say 10. That's what I would say he is. Because, I mean, it's just sort of, I mean, you know, he's big, he's, you know, yeah, I would say that he has the mental state of a 10, and I would say my other nephew has the mental state of a 3-year-old.
Oh, you know? Well, that would be even more difficult. But, Johnny, you can reason with a 10-year-old boy quite easily. Yeah. So I don't know if you're sure about that, because it doesn't sound like you're going to be able to reason with him.
Yeah.
So then why can't your parents just let him come over for overnights? Because he's an exception.
Well, they
to
do
the
let
rule.
him come over overnight, but I think that the thing is, what I'm trying to say is sometimes, you know, there is a point where you get a little older, you get a little too old for spend night, you know.
Yeah, but we're talking about, you said, a 10-year-old mental capacity person, the way they are, they're never going to want to not do the grandparent thing. They're still in that world, and that's fine. I'm glad that you all try to make him happy, and he seems pretty happy, although stressed out. But I can see your point, and it's a topic about how some people just cannot be pleased, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So, frustrating. How do you deal with your frustration?
Well, I mean, I guess it's hard, especially when he talks about the same thing over and over and over again. You know, like if he gets fixated on a thing, he'll, you know, and and he's used to. I mean, he's used to basically just like one thing is that he hates to lose. He hates to lose. Like if he plays a game with you and he loses, he gets really mad.
Do you let him
You know?
win? Do you let him win to help your frustration? So maybe you can
because
let him win so then you can do something else? Oh, you
what
enjoy playing with him?
Yeah, is that I think what he loves to do is he loves to play games that don't really have winners or losers. That's why I try to introduce The Sims to him, because you know there's no real winning or losing. There's it's just that you know I mean he just is and you know I think that the thing is that when you can't lose, you know, and then you get all mad, and then you just, you know, and I think he was playing like, you know, Chutes and Ladders with a bunch of people one time. And if you ever played, Chutes and what is it, Ladders?
No.
Chutes and Ladders.
No, I do not even play any games. I just know about your Sims game because I see you
and
do
Ladders.
it.
You probably played. It's an old board game where, I think it's called Chutes and Ladders, where you get up to a 100, and what happens is that there's a ladder that takes you up to a higher number, and then you know if you get a shoot, you go down a lower number. Do you remember that game?
No, we never had it. We had Boggle, Monopoly, Candyland, I think.
Yeah,
we
one
were
of those.
Not big on board games, but okay, go on.
Yeah, but it was. Let's see. I think it was called. Let me see here. But you know, I think he was. You know, he played the game where he had to be sent back. You know, and then he would get all upset that he had to be sent back, and then you know, and
well, you handle it really well though, Johnny, and I'm glad you don't let him win because you know maybe there's something in there that will click inside, and he will learn, and just keep on trying.
Right.
Where does he go during the day? Because I'm assuming that your sister and is it your sister and brother-in-law? Do they work every day? Okay, and then where does he go? What is his name?
His name is Van, but he goes by Raymond.
Van's a cool name. So where does Van go during the day? You said he works?
Yeah, he goes during the day. He works at he sort of he shows people things. I think that's what he does. And he gives tours. But you know, it's like I think he's doing some adult things, which is good. You know. Now, you said that you had your father over recently, right?
My father was here. He visits, and he spent 3 nights. This is when I really am put to the test with my house skills, because a housewife, basically, 3 meals a day for a big man is not easy because, well, they expect it, they need it, they're hungry all the time, and my dad especially is. So I felt like every time I would make breakfast, I would just have to get right back up and then make lunch. And then it just was, your life is basically a caregiver, really. A housewife for a retired man is a caregiver. I don't see it really any other way, because at 80, they're not helping too much with the laundry. They're not doing much. They like to sit, and that part is easy because they sit there and they love to show you things that they know about on YouTube. And So in between all the meals, that's what we did. And I said, we need to get outside. We need to take a walk. And he uses the jacuzzi here. So it was nice. But I thought that I could relate to this, but I can please my dad, though. You know, he is very grateful when I give him his meals. You know, he is normal, but, you know, I don't wish I could say anything like, oh, I can never just please this person. I don't have anybody in my life right now that I cannot please. So,
we also, you do you have any friends that are autistic?
No, just you. And I deal with you just fine.
Right.
You are different. I actually like dealing with you more than people without autism because you just stick to that one point. You really focus. You laser focus on what we're talking about. And you just see things more cut and dry. There's not so much, there's no gray area with you. And when you got to go, you got to go, and I have to get off the phone, I have to. That's why I answer you, because you're like old-fashioned. Remember in the 50s, they never even said goodbye. They were done talking, they just hung it up. That's
actually,
like you.
You know, one thing that often people, one thing that's funny, not to get too off topic, but, you know, it's sort of funny. There was this thing on TikTok, it has to do with things that movies get wrong that drives you crazy. Well, haven't you noticed in the movies, whenever somebody gets off the phone, they never say goodbye?
Who? Just in the movies, because it's so cool to do. So I thought, wow, I finally met somebody who actually really does that, which is you.
They don't say goodbye, is what they do. In the movies, they don't. When people
they just hang it up.
Yeah, they just do that.
Hey, what if we tried that, Johnny? Let's do an experiment this week, and when we're done, it's going to be hard because I'm one of those very, very nice, don't want to hurt anybody's feelings type of person. But let's try it with a couple of people, and just when we're done, just hang up and see. And you can call them back and ask them.
No, I don't want to take them off. I don't want to take them off. I don't think Dale would like that.
Yeah. But you talk to so many people besides her. But you do it. You do it. You've not even said goodbye many times, and I like it. You just hang up.
I think what I do is I don't say goodbye. I say okay. You know, not bye, but I say okay. It's sort of an acknowledgement of like, okay, all right, I got it.
Well, I'm going to do it. I got it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You're too afraid to do it, but I'm going to do it. And I'm just going, and I'm done. And they're done with their point. I'm done with my point. We exchanged our info that we needed to do.
Yeah.
It's over. Because I don't like the long goodbyes. Okay, love you too. Okay,
I mean, you know, I do notice that with us. I mean, you know, it tends to be like it's a real quick get down to business phone call. You know, it's like, are you okay for the night? Sure. Okay.
But I guess you need the phone sometimes to get to know people, and you have to chat with them to get to know them. You know, I'm not a phone person. It's not about the actual conversation once you are on the phone for me. It's the actual prep for the phone call. Okay, am I calling at the right time? Are they going to be bothered? Are they going to bother me? Are they going to be hard to get off the phone? Are they going to drain me? So all those things go through a person's mind before even the phone call is made. And those
kind of
thoughts could go on all day, because if you don't actually make the phone call, you are living your anxiety over basically nothing. It's so dumb, but I'm not the only one who has this, Johnny. I've researched this, and lots of people have this problem.
Well, let me tell you something that I've said about you to other people. I say, you know, first of all, there's a reason I don't do video. And the reason I don't do a video all that much is because I'm disabled, and that it would come out in a video more than I would want to. And then I would say, and this is what I always say to them, my co-host Barbara, whenever she does video, she spends about 3 or 4 hours getting ready. So it's kind of
Johnny.
like,
It's not even just about that, but it is about getting the lighting up, getting the
Yeah,
camera
exactly.
angle,
Yeah.
propping up your computer. It is a lot of work. I mean, you could have a little section where it's just turnkey operation, but I love radio for that because
Yeah.
just think, we used to do 7 shows a week every day. I guess I could go all natural, but I'm a professional model, so I don't think in that way.
It's like, one of the things that I've noticed about models is that you have this be prepared instinct that, like, okay, what's going to happen tonight? Okay. And I've noticed that, whenever I talk to a psychic, they don't want any information beforehand. So, it's always, but.
Well, I understand, but Johnny, why are they asking why we don't do our show with video?
No. What I was saying, I was explaining to them why, because it's more relaxed to have somebody that can just spend about a few 20 minutes getting ready, as opposed to a couple of hours. And the
How
thing
about
is,
3 minutes? All you do is connect.
Yeah, see, I would have to spend a long time getting ready. And the thing is that I would have to spend, and I would be constantly worried about, don't look disabled.
I know, because we already tried this, and those 2 other ladies who were on the show before, well, the one lady was on the show, and they would nitpick you about how, don't sit like that, wear a hat, do this, tie yourself to a chair. And I felt bad for you, and I knew you were probably going through a lot of turmoil because you're a people pleaser, and you were then putting on a hat. And then I come on and I say, well, why are you going fishing, Johnny? It looks like a fishing hat you have on. I don't know what they were thinking to tell you were a hat. And I said, you look just fine the way you are. So I blew that out of the water, and I thought it was fine, but we do a radio show on Blog Talk Radio, and that's the format that they do. So it's a radio show. It's a radio show.
Right.
Sometimes we do put it on a video. We have some of those, but I think a lot of the friends, especially the playmates we've had on, they like it too. They like it just to be audio.
Yeah.
And they can, like you said, relax more. They can not look straight in the camera. They can get up and down. They can think about their thoughts and look around and know nobody's looking at them. They can express themselves better. I feel the shows and the interviews are great because we do not go on video. I think it's good.
Yeah, I mean,
audio.
and like, this is something that I've said before, and it's not to make fun of you or anything. It's just something that I've noticed a lot, that a lot of your pictures, you are looking straight directly at the camera, which is sort of a stare. You have a beautiful stare that you have.
Johnny, that is not true. That's why I collected about 100 photos of me not looking in the camera, and I sent them to you.
Okay.
Because it's not true. There are so many of me looking away or looking down. There are so many, but thank you.
All right.
So what you can say is, wow, I only really notice the ones that when you're looking straight in the camera, because that gaze is piercing. I just, I can't get that out of my mind, and then I don't even notice the others. Maybe that's what's going on.
Maybe, yeah.
Anyway, you cannot
say
please me with your answer. So how does that make you feel? Let's go to our topic.
It can be frustrating, but the thing is, though, is that, I mean, I'm sure that, like, you spend a lot of times getting ready for those photos. Maybe that's what
I have a makeup artist. You usually do hair and makeup at least 2 hours. So you're sitting there. You might not have to do it, but if I do it myself, that's just so much added effort because I'm doing it myself. But I wouldn't say it takes me 3 hours ever. If a person can't get ready in 45 minutes, something's wrong with them.
How long does it normally take with a photo shoot? 45 minutes?
No, I meant just as a normal person getting ready for the day with a light makeup and a casual look. If you can't do that in 45 minutes, you've got a problem.
All right, yeah.
And to be on camera, I don't need to be totally glammed up, but I would say an hour to an hour and a half would be sufficient to be, camera ready.
The only thing is, though, Barb, is that you're taking into account knowing full well what everything what's supposed to look like. I mean, obviously, if there's like a choice between about 150 different outfits, okay, then you could probably, I guess it might take more than 45 minutes, wouldn't you think?
Yes, but I'm not talking about a photo shoot. I'm talking about just getting ready for the day to just go do a Zoom or something where you're going to be on camera and you want to look presentable.
I am talking about a photo shoot.
A photo shoot, no, you got to get your outfits together. You might be prepping days ahead of time. You don't just do that all in one day because you usually have to start really early in the morning and drive there. It's a whole big deal. Some people wonder why I don't do a photo shoot every single day. Well, it's kind of hard. It's just a lot of work. It's not free, and modeling is work. So you might not have to think about what you're doing in front of the camera too much, but you do know you have to know how to pose and move so the photographer doesn't have the worst day ever. And I've seen photographers experience bad models. And
that's
it's like
kind of like saying, why doesn't Floyd Mayweather just fight every day? I mean, that way he can get all the much more money. You realize that the effort that it takes.
That's right. Perfect example. Perfect comparison. Yes.
Okay.
And also, there's a recovery period after you shoot all day and you're posing like that. Sometimes your neck and your back hurt. Those poses are not natural. We don't just go around in them all the time. So you have to actually be in shape. You have to stretch. You have to be limber. Those backs, a lot of models have to regularly see chiropractors. I'm not kidding. You have to hold it in a position for a long time, and it might be awkward, and your neck will go out. It's happened many times. So, Johnny, is that a part of our topic, though? That
I guess
we can't
maybe
we can't
it is,
please.
Yeah.
We cannot please everybody.
Yeah, maybe it has to do with understanding why we can't please everyone. I mean, look at it from both sides.
I don't want to please everyone. I thought it was an interesting topic because you started talking about your nephew once, and I thought, wouldn't it be frustrating if you just could never please a person? But you must just get used to what you know that he understands. Kind of just lay in that field, that bubble there, and you do your best. Don't let it frustrate you personally too much.
All right. Do you want to do the shout out?
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. Johnny, I'm going to do the experiment. I'm going to hang up on all of my phone calls without saying goodbye. Not in a rude way, of course, just an experiment, and see if I get anybody calling back to say, hey, you didn't even say goodbye. We'll see, okay? I promise I'm going to do this experiment this week, and so we can talk about it the first 5 minutes next Tuesday. And you better start thinking about a topic.
I will. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.